A lot of the brands that's out, they don't look at things like I look at things. When I design a hat or design whatever I design, I'm thinking I want the consumer not to just buy this, I want them to feel a certain way about it. And that's what art is. Like, when you see art, no matter if it's what form it is, or if it's a picture or a video or anything it is, if you make a person feel a type of way, then they're looking at things different than everything around them. So that's how I look at my hats. That's my whole thing, is basically how I feel about my hats or whatever I do is really just putting a lot of time and effort to make the person think. You know, and a lot of brands, I don't feel like they do that. They're going for the profit margin and not looking at really the quality and really going in depth of designing something that looks different than everything else. I mean, you can look at this hat I have on now, like, I guarantee, like, you can put this hat anywhere on Fairfax, in between all those brands on Fairfax, you put their hats up next to mine, I guarantee more people are gonna look at my hat than they're gonna look at his, because my detail, it's too much detail, there's just detail to this. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what it's about, you know, that's what I'm about, and that's what we're about. I'm an artist, I'm a visionary, and my name is Booker, and I'm the vision behind Urban Trademark. When you want quality, quality doesn't happen overnight, no matter what you're doing. The times that I do feel like I can rush and speed other things, little things up to get to where I need to get to, I always think back that I used to be in a cell, and I used to think, like, damn, I want to go home so bad. But I wasn't gonna go home until my time was ready to go home. I couldn't rush it, even though I wanted to rush it. It was gonna happen when it was gonna happen. So that's how I feel like I do with the hats or anything I wanna do. I made my first hat, I wanna say 2011. I was out of jail for like 6 months. Basically, you know, I was trying to figure out how to put some money in my pocket. At that time, I was already selling regular hats at Venice Beach. And then one day, a police officer said I couldn't sell on the beach. He only could sell handmade stuff. So I went home and was thinking like, dang, how could I make this hat, you know, not a mass-produced product anymore? How could it be handmade? I thought about it, and I just was thinking like, well, how can I put my own vision on it? And basically, man, the next day I had that bin full of hats. I took a couple of hats to Michael Levine's downtown fabric store. And from there, the rest was just history. It was like a talent I didn't know I had. Periodically, as I'm selling hats on the streets, I'm just posting hats on Instagram. So one day, the homie Rob hit me and he was like, man, I've been seeing what you're doing. You know, we just opened up a store. You know, if you want to come up here and, you know, check it out, you know, come up here. So I grabbed the bin, I was excited. I was like, bro, man, if you want to leave like 11 hats or a couple hats just to see how it go, no exaggeration, within like 2 days, they was calling me like, man, we sold out, you got some more? It was just crazy, because like the hats was just, it was flying, you know, it was flying off the shelves. It was all a blessing.
My name's Robert Wade, I'm the store manager and the buyer here at Tradition. Out of all the brands that I've come across here at Tradition, UTM's been one of our top sellers here in the store. From athlete to entertainer, that's one of the first items they pick up every time they walk into the store. They grab the hat without knowing any history about the company. They just love the product. Then you tell them a little bit about the hats being one of one and the product being handcrafted, and they appreciate it even more.
Having a celebrity wearing your hat is basically, it's an undeniable feeling. You know, seeing somebody that's supporting what you're doing, that's great at what they do, it's a feeling that when you do see it, it gives you that gratification that, okay, let's keep doing this, let's go harder. To see other people, you know, enjoy your talent, it's a blessing, man. I got to meet KD in person, and I remember when he first saw the hat, he was like, man, you made this? I was like, yeah. And he was like, man, you dope, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, really, he appreciated the work. Every celebrity that you see, you know, they went in and they saw something that they like and they purchased it. My feeling about the care packages is basically, for me and what I do and for my situation, I don't think it works out for me. The fact that I really take time and thought in everything I do, me giving a care package to somebody is just, to me, it's just like, it wouldn't make sense. I want everybody to like it and want to wear it, and not just, oh, I got this for free, let me throw this on today because it's sitting here. Nah, I want you to really, if either you don't like it or you like it. There's no in between, and I feel like that's what care packages are. Those are in between. You're sending something hoping that, okay, maybe he'll like this. No, when you wear my hat, you're gonna like this, or you're not gonna like this, because you're not gonna be wearing it. Period. The way I got in the industry is separation. When I came in, I was able to make something that looks totally different than everything else. You can't put me in a category when you see my product because it doesn't look like anything else. The fact that everything is handmade and one of one, it's a lot of time that goes into making like unique, different stuff. Sometimes it'll be like me making the hat, getting time to make the hat, or sometimes my back, we're doing the hat, so sometimes your health would be a little messed up and you wouldn't be able, to produce as much as you want to. Making time to get into certain fabric stores, managing time to, go to the Bay or go to San Diego or go to Arizona to find unique fabrics that nobody else is gonna have. It's a lot that goes into making, hats, and it's a lot to go into making UTM hats, I should say. And people don't really see that. They just see the masterpiece when it's done, but they don't see, they don't see the behind the scenes before that masterpiece. In business, you have to have your paperwork in line. I had several companies reach out to me to pick my brain. Long story short, New Era is one of them. We sat down. We had a discussion about some things that they wanted me to help them design. I came up with those designs. I sent the designs back to them. The rep that I was talking to, who basically reached out to me when it was time to come to pay, long story short, the guy, John, said they didn't know if they wanted to pay me one lump sum amount or if they wanted to pay me royalties. Like 3 months before that, I was listening to Kanye West talking about getting royalties and getting his just due and not just selling out for the quick check. So me, as soon as he said that, I already knew I want royalties. So I told him well, I'd rather take a small amount up front and royalties. And he was like, yeah, that's the thing. They don't really give royalties to this and that. They only give it to certain athletes. And basically he said I didn't meet the criteria. So long story short, it went from they saying they was gonna give me a check or trying to figure out what they was gonna do to they're not even I'm calling them, they're not hitting me back. And that's one of the things, I can say about being an entrepreneur and doing what I'm doing. Everything is a learning experience. I was so new in the game. I was only doing the hats for 9 months that I didn't know about contracts and making sure I sign a disclosure before I talk to these people. I'm just thinking they thinking I'm dope, and I just really, want to work with them because I'm dope. But realistically, they looked at me as a person who has ideas, and I gave them some of the ideas and concepts, and they, me not having any paperwork, I got the bad end of the stick. But going forward, that's the key. I would say, man, in business, you have to have your paperwork in line, man, because, at that particular time, that was a mistake that I made. To be honest, I didn't see nothing like my hats at the time, when I went there, prior to when I went there. But, a couple months later, people was hitting me up and letting me know these hats kind of are trying to be like your hats. So people was pointing out to me that they're trying to do basically what I'm doing. And I would take it in stride. I'll just be like, oh, it's cool, it's whatever. But people not even knowing the backstory that I even met with them. They just randomly hit me up man, these hats are looking like your hats. So, it is what it is. It's just the American, big fish, little fish. I'm dope, they see it, they like it, they might use it, and they used it. But me going into the situation, I never thought that would happen. But it is what it is. The big companies, what they do is, they do 30 designs. Out of those 30 designs, they try to narrow down to 12. And then out of those 12 designs, they put 100,000 of each of those 12. And then now it's saturated, and now after the first 50,000, everybody figures out it's saturated. Now you gotta decrease the price. And then now it ain't really worth nothing. Now you don't wanna wear it because it's 100,000 people got the same stuff. But what we do is one hat. You like it, you buy it. You wear it. You never see nobody with it. In the course of 4 years, I probably made anywhere between 10,000 to 13,000 hats. All unique, all one of one, never duplicated. Either the rope was switched or how I laid the fabric was switched, but every hat has been a one of one. When I'm gone, the brand is gone, because I'm the vision. It's only gonna grow. And until I'm gone, it's gonna grow more and more, and the demand's gonna be higher because they're all one of ones and the pieces are gonna get better. And that's just the vision, man. It's not about really getting rich for me. I mean, I had opportunities before to make a jump to get rich or put myself in a position to be rich, but it's not really necessarily about the money. It's about moving the way I want to move and seeing the brand go where I kind of want to see it grow. And that's just keeping it limited. I do make good money, but I mean, I'm not pushing out 100,000 units. So that's the difference. The big company from UTM. And you know, what we do, we might not never get rich, but at the end of the day, the legacy will always live on.